How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another MultiVersus video. Now tomorrow is a big day because Morty is coming to MultiVersus, and with that we have some brand new patch notes to come alongside that. Now don't worry, there isn't going to be any big download or anything. Everything in this patch is going to be server side, so all these changes in this patch aren't going to affect offline gameplay. So if you're playing offline, none of this stuff applies until the next major patch. So there's no download for tomorrow, everything's happening behind the scenes. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into the notes. So first up, we have general changes. Morty will be arriving tomorrow on 8/23. He will be our first Plumbus wielding character. This patch is entirely server side, so all updates are online only and will not be reflected in local/lab play until the next patch. Then up next, they made some changes to general perks. Ice to beat you. Projectiles will only apply ice debuff to fighters that are not already debuffed by ice. I'll take that. Unstacked cooldown refund decrease from 0.05 seconds to 0.25 seconds. Stacked cooldown refund decrease from 1 second to 0.05 seconds. So both of these perks are getting nerfs. And then for gameplay systems, they fixed a bug where the ability cooldowns may not trigger when projectiles are spawned close to terrain. So getting into the individual character changes, first up is Arya. Her assassin passive is getting a buff, reduced damage taken from 14% to 5%. They said, we're evaluating if this passive should be removed entirely. We want to take a step towards that while trying to not go too far too fast. We don't want to create an assassin-dominated meta. Move list description of this change will not be updated until the next patch. So overall, this is a pretty big buff to Arya. She's going to be taking a lot less overall damage. So Arya players are going to be even more powerful than they were before. I've met some pretty crazy over-the-top Aryas. I'm pretty good with Arya myself. Arya, I think, is currently my highest level character, so I'm all for this change. Although I do hope it doesn't make her too overpowered, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So up next, we're getting some changes to Finn. Finn is also getting some pretty big buffs, which is kind of scary because Finn was extremely overpowered and everyone was picking Finn. They said that since we removed some power of the backpack on Finn, we're pushing some additional power into the rest of Finn's attacks to give him more kill options. The air ground neutral special, they increased base damage from 5 to 6. This basic damage is increased by holding and charging the attack. The air ground down special, they increased the damage from 18 to 20, and then they increased the knockback scaling from 18 to 20. The assassin passive, they reduced the extra damage taken from 14% to 5%, and then they basically just gave the same description that they gave for Arya. They found that the assassins were taking too much damage and they were getting knocked out too easily. So now assassins are going to be able to take more hits. They're not going to be flung around the ring as easily, and this is definitely going to make the assassins a lot sturdier. So up next we have Harley. Harley is also getting the same buff that Arya and Finn got because she is an assassin. So her reduced damage taken is going from 14% to 5% as well. So Harley is definitely going to be a major pain in the butt to deal with now. And then up next we have some pretty big nerfs to Iron Giant. They said the Iron Giant is currently dominating with abnormally high win rates at every skill level. Iron Giant's neutral special with stacked cooldown reduction and Velma are causing too few windows for opponents to counterplay. Updates to Iron Giant, global updates to perks, and Velma updates should help provide more windows of opportunity for opponents against Iron Giant. The air ground neutral special, they increased the cooldown from 23 seconds to 25 seconds. The air up attack, hitboxes shrank to more accurate fit the attack visuals, and then the air ground up special reduced damage by 1 and the base knockback on final hit of spin, and then they're giving a buff to the air ground down special. They're allowing cancel out of cannonball if it hits an enemy. So overall, Iron Giant is getting some nerfs, but they are going to allow you to cancel out of the cannonball ability. And then the final changes that they have in these patch notes are for Superman, Taz, and Velma. Superman, they fixed a bug that would allow Superman to grapple enemies that wall bounce even if his hitboxes did not connect. And then for Taz, Taz buffs are incoming in the next patch. And then Velma is getting a nerf to her air ground down special. Velma educated buff reduced cooldown return from 75% over 8 seconds to 50% over 8 seconds. So that is going to be a nerf to Velma. So quite a few changes coming in this update. All the assassins getting a buff. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that's definitely going to change the meta. I already see so many assassins when I play anyway, and that's kind of one of my big gripes with MultiVersus is that when I play 1v1s, it feels like I'm playing just the same characters over and over, and it gets kind of boring, you know? I like to see some variation. I like facing different characters, so I hope after this update we don't see nothing but Finn Fynns and Aryas and Harley Quinns just every single match that I play. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Tomorrow is going to be a big day. As soon as Morty comes out, I'm going to make a video on Morty. I'm going to do a review of Morty, show off his abilities and stuff for you guys. So be sure to check that out. If you guys are new here, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. I will keep you guys updated on any future news regarding MultiVersus. And that is going to do it for this quick update video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to you all in the next video.